Okay, so I did that. Now let me share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Slideshow beginning. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about social media. So the very first thing I want to cover is I want to ensure that you understand that using social media is not necessary. It is absolutely not a must. They have a plan in place for the success of this, a very solid plan that it's proven, it works, especially for binaries when they're in the beginning like this. You are not expected to recreate the wheel. We want everybody to follow this system, because the more people that follow this system, the more success we're going to have. And again, it's just proven. So that said, there are those of us that are going to opt to use social media. We're familiar with it, etc. We want to get the word out. So basically, we're going to talk a little bit about how it fits in, and then some of the things that you need to know to make sure that your posts get the most action and that you generate the most interest. So the reason that you would use it is basically, like I said, to get the word out. So the sharing system itself, and this I've sent to some of you an email, I posted it in the group, but step one is you send 20 messages per day, right? It doesn't have to be 20, it can be 10, it can be 50, it can be 100, but basically you're sending those messages out via text, Facebook Messenger, whatever messaging system you want, and you include a link to the video, and that is that www.helo.life. There is actually a way to personalize that to be yourself and create a lead tracking system. I'm going to cover that on the 9 o'clock training, so I'm not going to go there right now. But your purpose right now is that your step one, get the video to people. Why? The video is only 2 minutes long. It's going to summarize the information in a much better fashion than you're probably able to at this point in time. There are pictures to go with it. It's professional. It generates interest. I've had nobody watch that and not come back to me with something that says, that's cool, that's exciting, wow, I mean, it's all positive feedback. So the very first step by sending them that video is that they now, you've sold them on the product already, okay? So that's step one. Step two, and those 20 messages, by the way, you want to keep them short and sweet. We're not going to over disseminate information. We're not going to answer questions that aren't asked. And the reason for that is we don't have time. Take a message, put 2 sentences in if you want, get that link to the video, and then move on to the next person. So you've got the whole world is your market at this point. So you've got so many people to talk to. So that's step one. Step two then is, once they respond to you or whatever, go ahead and get them on a webinar. Now, you can tell them about this. You can try to get them excited yourself. But again, the webinar is proven to work. And why do something that somebody else is going to do for you? Jeremy has been successful with the company. He's making money. He can, talk about this. I would rather get somebody on a webinar for 30 minutes and let him do the talking while I spend my time sending more messages. So again, it's proven it works. That is step two. You get them to the webinar. And I did not include the link in here, but I will do that. Right now, they are at every day at 12 Central and 8 Central. And the link is the same. So if I send somebody a message and they come back and they say, wow, that's cool, my next step is, yeah, this is taking off like crazy. This is huge. If you want more info, let's get you to a webinar. Can you make one today at 12? And if they say no, I might say, can you make it at 8? But a lot of times I will just send them a recorded link or a link to a recorded webinar. Because while that excitement's there, that's when you want to take your action, right? You don't want to let it sit there all day. So you can either invite them to a live webinar, or we do have a link to a recorded webinar, and you can send them. Basically, after they get to the webinar, the next step is to say, hey Amy, this is taking off like crazy. Don't miss your spot. Go to this link and sign up. Now, is it that easy? Yes, we've signed up 3 people like that. Have we signed up everybody like that? Absolutely not. People are going to have questions. Everybody has a different comfort level. And so just kind of keep that in mind. At the end of the day, you are trying to make whatever you do duplicatable. So they know they can sign up and they can keep their full-time job. They can keep going to their kids' events because they don't have to know everything. All they have to do is send the video, get them on the webinar, and if one of the people they're trying to sell to has questions, you're going to pull me in. And so then they know, oh, I've just got to pull somebody else in. Okay, and it's a very proven networking technique, not something that we use very often, and it works. Unfortunately, I think we probably could have had more success had we done that. So just take that for what it's worth. Again, let's not recreate the wheel here. Right now, this is moving fast. It's every hour I check the system, we've signed up more people. The people that we've signed up have signed up more people. It is moving fast. And apparently that is what happens with the binary. I would not have believed it until I saw it myself, that it could actually move this fast, but it is. And you don't want to miss out. Okay, so there's your sharing system. So how does social media fit into that? Well, basically, your step 1 is to send 20 messages. Your social, oops, I'm sorry, I thought my touch screen would work and it doesn't. But basically your social media can be used to source your 20 messages. So I'll tell you something. The very first night that I signed up for this, I couldn't sleep all night, and I laid in my bed and I sent about 50 messages to people. And I was very, it wasn't just reaching out to everybody. I was thinking about, who do I want in this right now? Who's going to see that vision? Who's going to understand that this is going to be huge and want to get in on it? And so I was very selective in my messages, and I sent those out. I have not sent a message since then. And the reason I haven't sent a message since then is because I've posted on social media, and I can't keep up with the people that are reaching out to me and asking for more information. So am I going to get back to that point where, yeah, now I've got to go find my 20 people to message or whatever? Absolutely. But by incorporating social media, I now, my 20 messages are basically obsolete because people are contacting me. In addition, if you make a post about this and somebody likes it, that's somebody you want to reach out to. Okay, so when I say it's going to source your 20 messages, you might be sitting here thinking, I don't know 20 people to send this to. That's okay. Make a post on Facebook, and if you get 10 likes, there are your 10. There are your 10 messages. Those are the people to follow up with. And like anything, right now you've got a network, and you're going to work through that network, so you need to keep your network expanding. And social media is great for that. Okay, so again, social media, not a must, but that is how it fits in. I'm going to stop right there and just say, any questions so far? Nope. Yeah, it's pretty basic stuff, right? Okay, so this is what the heart of what I really want to talk to you guys about. How do I ensure my posts are seen? Okay, so for those of you that aren't aware, there are algorithms in play that Facebook uses to figure out what shows up on whose news feeds. And so those algorithms, basically, you've got to work to make them work for you. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example. Sean, the other day, I don't know if it was 2 days ago or whatever, he made a post on Facebook about this, and he got very, very, I don't know if he got any feedback, but he got very, very little likes or comments or anything like that. And so, I asked him, I said, when's the last time you've posted on social media? Or when's the last time you've commented or liked somebody? When's the last time you've been active on social media? And he hasn't been. And so of course he's not going to get anything. You go out and you make a random post every once in a while and you never engage with other people, nobody's ever going to see your posts, okay? So what you need to do is basically trick that algorithm or work that algorithm so that other people see your posts. And here are some keys that you need to be aware of to know how to best get your posts seen. Number 1, comment on other people's posts. If you comment on other people's posts, use their name in your comment, okay? So if TJ is going to post something and I go out and I comment on it, the very first words in my comment are going to be TJ, you know, and her name's going to be showing up as tagged, right? So that's just going to, again, up what Facebook's perception of your activity level is. So, and you know, you're not going to remember to do it all the time, and that's okay. And there are going to be people, like if I make a post, you don't need to do it with me. You don't need to see my stuff. I don't need to see your stuff. The people that you want to do it with are the people that you really want to see your stuff. If you've got 50 friends on Facebook right now and you're thinking, okay, these 50 people I'd really like to get in this, those are the people you want to start commenting on their stuff because you want them to see your posts. You want them to be interested. You want to pique their curiosity. So, okay, so the top two, I kind of beat that dead horse. Comment, like. Here's another one, and we just actually learned this. If your posts are closer than 3 hours apart, and that includes any posts in groups or secret Facebook pages on your page, if your posts are within 3 hours of each other, you're basically defeating yourself. Like you're battling yourself in terms of which one is going to be seen. Facebook is going to pick one, and that's the one that's going to be seen. So we're not asking you, we don't want you to go out on social media and flood your newsfeed and post every hour about this. Absolutely not. And you don't want to become a salesperson. That is not the goal here either. If you take a look at my feed, I'm still making plenty of personal posts that have nothing to do with HELO. Okay? So again, and you want to try to keep those, you know, as far apart as you can. Your target for Facebook is going to be 3 to 4 posts a day, okay? But not all of those are going to be posts about HELO. You also need to, you know, you need to do your regular posting, your personal posting, getting people engaging. The best way that I found to get people engaged is ask a question. Like I just posted something, I didn't really do it the right way tonight, but earlier today I posted something and I said, what did you just do? Comment and say like a boss at the end. Okay, so when the people respond to that, now if they comment on my post, I can reply to them, use their name in the reply, and I've just increased that activity, right? So that's a good thing too. I try at least every other day, every 3 days, to put some sort of a question out there so that I can get people. People love to give their opinion. People love to answer questions. So that's just a great way to work that algorithm. Okay, another one. Apparently, and this is again something I just learned. We have a lot of in our It Works world, we got into the habit of if you see a post you like, you can definitely take it. Everybody was just kind of like hands, you know, whatever. I'm going to share with everybody. You saw the same over and over and over. So,
should this Iowa assessments tomorrow?
Yeah. Okay. National reading, that the Iowa assessment.
Amy, can you go on mute?
She was on first.
That little purple sheet.
Hold on,
is
guys.
sticky.
Yeah.
That's the
I'm
information.
going to mute
that
all
the
you guys,
UI
and then I will
The thing about it
unmute
is it's
you at
just
the end
like,
so we
first
can
off,
get questions.
thing that-
Okay, so anyway, this newest one that I found is if Facebook is starting to crack down on people just taking a post and reposting and reposting and reposting. And so every time that a post gets copied and pasted and it's verbatim, the picture's verbatim, the words are verbatim, fewer and fewer people are going to see that as that happens, okay? So what we've been focusing on lately is not copying and pasting and really working to make the post your own. So what does that mean? Do you need to come up with your own posts all the time? Absolutely not. If I post a picture of a HELO, you can take that picture, just change the words. And you don't have to change every single word, just change the words so that now it's your own. It's not an exact duplicate copy, okay? And as long as you do that, you should be okay. Another thing, and we talked about this before, is that you need to continually add friends. I don't like that placement there. I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna move to the last one, and then I'll come back to that. The other thing, besides the copy and the paste, if you just click share, if you see my post and you like it and you just click share, you're not gonna get very much activity on that. Shares get very little activity. They get very little play in terms of the algorithm. So here, again, you can copy and paste or you can copy that message, that picture, whatever, but you still want to base, the previous bullet point that I talked about, it's still important to make that your own, okay? So I'm kind of telling you, don't copy and paste, but do copy and paste instead of sharing, but just at the end of the day, make sure that that post is your own. All right, so finally, I'm gonna just talk about what we talked about with the network and how, you're gonna work your network. It might take you a while. I have 1,100 and something Facebook friends. It's going to take me a while to get through all those. But really, I'm going to continually add friends, because the more people that I have as friends, the more people are seeing my messages. The more interest I'm generating. So you can do this by going to your friends' suggestions on Facebook. And I just want to be clear, I'm talking a lot about Facebook. A lot of the same stuff applies to Instagram. And at some point here in the near future, I probably will be talking about Instagram separately. But so right now I'm saying social media, but really most of us have experience with Facebook. There are other platforms like LinkedIn, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all those things that you can definitely tap into. Okay, so in Facebook, you can go to your friend suggestions. You can search. So what I've been doing, who I've been targeting, I went from It Works, where I was basically targeting moms that I thought might want to stay at home, or people that are really into health and fitness and they want some supplements. Now the people that I'm targeting are network marketers. And the reason for that is because if they've signed up for another network marketing gig, they have an idea of how they work. They don't think they're pyramid schemes, like they get that you legitimately can make money, and they are more likely to see the vision. And this comes back to the fact that right now we are not marketing the product, we are marketing the opportunity. Right now we want to get as many people as we can in as fast as we can, and eventually, yes, you're going to have to sell the product if you stay with this long term. But right now, this is a binary structure, a pyramid like this, and you are right there. You are at the top, and I am not kidding you, okay? It is crazy. I've got top network marketers in other companies that we're reaching out to, and their feedback on this has been incredible. They are excited. I mean, they are like pumped. They are so happy that they've been brought into this, because they know what's going to happen, because they've been in at the ground floor on other ones. So it's pretty amazing. It's really exciting. It's moving fast. Don't feel like you have to, you don't have to go crazy. You go at your own pace, okay? But I will tell you, it's moving fast, okay? So anyway, in terms of the searches, getting back to that, because I was telling you that I'm searching for other network marketers, I might go into Facebook, and let me just actually, let me stop this share, and I'm gonna go ahead and just share my desktop real quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna get out of that. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna go to Facebook so I can show you guys this. So this is, if I just go to my news feed, and I go up here where it says search Facebook, I might type in, what's one that I've just done? ViSalus, okay? We have a lot of big ViSalus networkers that have moved over with this company. So if I just type in ViSalus, as you can see, it's gonna, all these little things across the top, latest photos, videos, etc., pages. I want people, okay? I wanna know who is posting about ViSalus. So I'm gonna click on people, and these people are gonna come up, and I'm gonna go add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. Now, are all these people gonna accept my friend request? Nope. But if you were a network marketer and somebody sent you a friend request and you think that's a potential person I could sell to, you're gonna accept that friend request. So there's, I've noticed a huge increase in the amount of my friend requests that get accepted now that I'm targeting network marketers. Whereas before, like I said, I was targeting stay-at-home moms, that kind of thing. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Let me flip back over, we're almost done here. Okay, and then friending, you can friend friends of friends, okay? So I have an aunt She is totally supportive of me. She's never going to do anything, you know, she's never going to post about this or whatever. So I can go into her friends and just friend all of them. And, you know, you can ask people about that if they're comfortable with it. If that's, you know, some people I just know they're comfortable with it because I know them that well. But so you can play around with that a little bit too. And this isn't it, okay? This is not all. I'm going to tell you the one you want to focus on right now is your searches with your hashtags. And I have a whole list here that I've created of hashtags that you could search for, both in or terms that you could search for both in Facebook and Instagram. And I'm happy to share those with you. But again, the ones that we're targeting are the network marketers. My connection just got unstable. You guys still hear me? Okay, awesome. I didn't see you guys moving and I'm like, oh, did I freeze? Okay. So real quick, in terms of the types of posts you should be making, at this point, we're simply informing. You're sharing facts and info. You do not need to sell. The product sells itself. The opportunity sells itself. If you get in front of somebody and they're just negative Nancy and they're like, I don't think that's gonna work, blah, 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 blah. Just say, okay, when you change your mind, let me know and move on. You don't wanna spend 8 hours trying to convince somebody. You don't need to. There's somebody behind them that will see the vision, that understands how big this is. Okay, so at this point, we're simply informing. You wanna, in your post, you wanna share facts and information. You wanna keep it short and simple messages with pictures, links, any information. In addition, excitement is transferable. So some of the longer posts that I've made, you can see I'm trying to basically show how excited I am because I want other people to become excited. And then lastly, people want what you have. So as you have success with this, and you will have success with this, and it will happen soon. If you go find your 2 people and you train them to find 2 people, you will have success and it will happen fast. People want what you have. Post about your success. Am I gonna go out every single day and post about what I did that day? No, that's gonna get old and people aren't gonna like it. But last night we closed a pay cycle, so I went out there, made a post about what we've done in the last 5 days, okay? And that's exciting because people can compare it. They want that. They're sick of working their tails off in direct sales and not making anything. Okay, so I wanted to wrap this up by 8 Central because I wanted everybody that wants to be able to jump over to the webinar. Even if you've seen it before, I would highly suggest that you jump over and see it a few times. They do have different presenters and it seems like new information comes up every time. Plus the repetitiveness just helps you kind of absorb the information. But if you're not able to make it, that's fine. So I'm planning on having everybody jump over to that webinar. If you're interested in the compensation plan training and, the compensation plan training and the back office training, we'll pick that back up at 9 Central, okay? So we've got about a minute left. Does anybody have any questions over the information that I've covered or social media in general? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna unmute you guys because I muted you all. Give me just a minute. I don't know where I'm going. Maybe.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay, go ahead.
So I can't get on Facebook or anything during school. So I use Postcron and I can post on Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. So is that like, if I'm posting on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, that's not really negatively affect anything, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all. Good question. Are there any other questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining. Like I said, it's pretty simple stuff. There is no requirement that you get on social media. I'm not even going to tell you that, that's the way to run your business because that's going to bring you success. Right now, your biggest thing is you're going to focus on.
Hold on, what's that saying? Snow, oh, that's up north.
You're going to focus on the comfort zone sharing system, which is your 20 messages, your webinar, and then the link to sign up. Okay. All right, so there's going to be a lot more information at 9. So you can actually use the same link, and we'll start back up at 9. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and stop this, okay? So I'll see you guys all soon. Thank you.
Pat,